This is a different SimpCast than usual. I'm just going to start. It's just going to be me because I feel like I need to explain some things. I need to talk about everything that's been going on this week since I had Melanie Mack on my channel. And if you see me looking at notes, it's because I have really taken the past few days to listen and reflect and collect my thoughts and also collect the thoughts and concerns of you guys. And I want to make sure I'm addressing each point and being thorough and being honest and being transparent because that is not something that the quartering has given you all. And I want to just put it all out there and answer your questions, and but at the same time I'm not looking to make this a 3-hour long stream. I never wanted to talk about the quartering drama. I just but I've been sort of bullied into it here, and so I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to do my best to address everything. And there's some of you listening tonight that are never going to believe anything I say. There's some of you tonight who might be on the fence. There's some of you here tonight who are just going to make content and twist what I say to fit your narrative to make money. And that's fine. And that's your progress. And that's YouTube. And like, it's fair use. You guys can, make content, of course. Um, but I just felt like I had to be true to myself and be honest and address all these concerns, and clear some things up. So if you think I'm a grifter, if you think I'm doing this for money, please don't super chat me. I want to make that crystal clear. If you think I'm a liar or unfunny or ugly or whatever, or full of shit, or did I say not funny? Then please give your money to somebody else. If you think there's a streamer out there that's been covering this in a way you like better, please give your money to that person. Support who you want to support here. Um, and I need to say this up top. Kino Casino needs to get his channel back. The Clips channel needs to get their channel back. All of these channels that were affected by Jeremy's actions need to get their channels back. I think it's something like 13 or 14 channels that have been deleted. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they all need to be restored. This is bullshit. People are allowed to make content. And flagging for privacy complaints is wrong. People are allowed to make content and comments about cringe moments I've had in the past. That's part of being on YouTube. That's part of being like a public figure or whatever. And I think Jeremy today deleted his Twitter, and I think I saw there's a lawsuit out for him today, which is good. I understand that. I've really put a lot together in the last few days, and the outrage is completely justified. These people deserve to get their channels back. These people deserve to get their livelihoods back. Um, and it'll be interesting to see what comes out in discovery with this lawsuit. Um, I also heard of another channel called Undead Chronic. I don't know who you are, but their channel was banned too, and they should get their channel back also. Any strike that Jeremy caused just because somebody was talking about them, that's messed up. And I hope those strikes go away, and I hope everyone gets their channels back. I want to explain first my intentions for my stream with Melanie. I had Melanie on my show on Wednesday, and I had been trying to get her on since really Easter, since my confirmation, since I converted to Catholicism. I wanted to have her on because she's my friend. I wanted to have her on to talk about that, to talk about she just got married. I want to talk about our faith. Um, and I was so excited. She hadn't been on SimCast in a while. I was so excited to have her on and finally like reconnect. I know it sounds like sad, but sometimes I look forward to streams as a way to like connect with an old friend. Who knows? Like maybe it should have been a phone call, but it was a stream. You know what I mean? And I wanted to connect with my friend about my conversion, which I was really excited about. And I know I'm new at the Catholic thing, but I'm excited to be on what I feel like is the right path. And I wanted to talk about that with her. Um, I never meant to like mislead people, I never connected the drama that was going on with Jeremy to Melanie. I never thought that Melanie needed to answer for Jeremy's sins. Um, I just I knew there was drama with Jeremy. I knew he had beef. I knew there was shit going on. But I never at any point thought, well, this is Melanie's fault. She needs to answer for this. She needs to speak on this. She needs to call this out. So, and I never advertised that stream as a call out stream or an ambush stream or an accountability stream. Nowhere in my title or description or in the body of the text of my stream with Melanie did I ever say that I would talk about the quartering drama or any of the shit that he did. So I wanted to talk to her about getting married, my conversion, and the like our faith, you know. Um, so when I had her on and I see the chat, I panicked because I really wasn't expecting all that. I wasn't expecting 2,000 oranges. I wasn't expecting 2,000 brooms. When people say, "Chrissy, the chat tried to tell you. The chat tried to tell you." The chat was extremely hostile. The chat was extremely insulting to both of us. And what am I going to say? Melanie, there's 1,000 oranges coming in. Let me put you in the waiting room. Well, I figured that I was really overwhelmed and taken aback by all that, and, I froze, and it's funny because on my screen here, I have my questions from my interview with Melanie Mack, and one of them was, "You addressed the quartering drama back in April. Now that some time has passed, how do you feel about it now?" So it's like I did bring it up with her, and even though I wasn't going to, like, center our chat around it, and when all those chats and angry messages came in, I just figured, well, I guess she talked about it as much as she wanted to talk about. And I don't want her to get her upset by seeing all of this. Like, was she expecting all this? And again, I was trying to keep my stream to like an hour and a half, like I normally do. And the stream ended up going 2 hours and 15 minutes because of all of the super chats. And at the end, I was trying to like move it along. And I wanted to read everybody's super chats because I know that people get upset when you don't do that, but I also felt like, "Oh god, these super chats are upsetting her," and I feel like it seems like she's talked about it as much as she wants to talk about it, um, and I didn't want her to get upset, so I just was like, "Alright, a lot of these chats are saying the same thing." I'm not gonna apologize for having her on. She's my friend. I wanted to talk to her about Catholicism, me getting confirmed, and her getting married. She caught the bouquet at my wedding. I wanted to talk to her. I wanted to be like, "Hey, why wasn't I there to catch your bouquet?" But, so if it's gonna upset you that I'm not here to apologize for having my friend Melanie on to talk about my conversion, I am sorry. Um, and for those of you who are upset that I didn't have Brittany on that stream, uh, by the time she had messaged me, I had wanted to wrap this show up. I had wanted because it had been 90 minutes. I get tired at night. But again, it only extended as long as it did because I wanted to get through all the super chats. And please don't give Brittany Venti crap for not being on that stream. Please don't give Nina Infinity crap. Like none of my friends or people I stream with should be getting crap for how I handled or didn't handle a stream. I also really want to address Nina Infinity's stream from 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, or 2 weeks before I had Melanie on, I was on a stream with Nina Infinity and also Verbal Riot, where we did discuss the quartering drama. And I watched it last night to refresh myself because I heard that I was listening to Camelot and Nina's stream. And I was like, wow, I need to listen back to this. If we talked about this Jeremy stuff, um, more than I had remembered, and I listened back to it and I was honestly shocked. I was like, "Wow, I'm actually really embarrassed that I didn't recall everything in this conversation." Uh, it's and I dropped the ball. I should have been up to speed on everything, and but but the main point I'm making here is I did not connect Jeremy's drama to Melanie. And this Nina stream happened 2 weeks before my stream with Melanie. So I had kind of compartmentalized that. I was like, well, that's Jeremy's stuff. That's not Melanie's stuff, if that makes any sense. Um, I didn't bail on Camelot's stream on Thursday. I know he's making it sound like I bailed on his stream. I always had a scheduled guest Thursday. So I streamed with Melanie Wednesday. Thursday, I had my own in studio guest, Nikki Huntsman, who I'd scheduled a while back. So I had her on, and she's not like in this part of the internet, so I wasn't gonna spend my whole episode with her going over this stuff. So that's why that happened, and Camelot knew I had that stream already, and then Nikki was an hour late, and not, like, giving her crap, but, like, it was an hour late, which pushed everything back later, and I just didn't have time to go on his stream after that. So, I didn't bail on Camelot. I didn't, like, uh, purposely not have Brittany on. I wasn't trying to do an ambush, gotcha stream. That's not really my style, and I know from experience that that's how you lose friends. I also need to touch on the fact that I was given conflicting messages about what was going on with Jeremy. It's hard to ascertain the gravity and the truth of a situation when I'm being told two different things. I have one very good friend telling me, "Look into this," and then I have another very good friend telling me, "This is a nothing burger. This is just drama." And then when I tweet, "What's going on with Jeremy?" the responses are, "Cuck, cuck, cuck. He's a cuck." Okay, I don't care about his like sexual life or his marriage, or you can understand how that's confusing. That's a lot of different conflicting messages. Um, so that's why, Nina's stream wasn't really top of mind, because I was being told by Melanie that it was not a big deal and that it was a nothing burger. So it's that's I'm not going to read her DMs. I have to clarify that I'm not being paid by Jeremy in any way, shape, or form. I accepted coffee from him for an event we did back in September called the Content Hotel. It was, yeah, like what, 8 months ago. He sent me coffee. He was one of 12 sponsors who sent different food or coffee or whatever for the green room for the event. And so I thanked him just like I thanked all the other sponsors in the body of that event, if that makes sense. So I thanked Coffee Brain Coffee in the content house description. It's not like I'm thanking him on every single stream. I think somebody may have taken a screenshot of that and ran with it to make it look like I'm sponsored by Jeremy or sponsored by Coffee Brain Coffee. It was that one event. He gave me coffee for a 48-hour live stream 8 months ago, and that's it. Contrary to what a lot of you think, I am not terminally online. I'm taking care of a 2-year-old all the time, all day. I don't have him in daycare. I don't have him in preschool. He's completely unvaccinated, so I can't put him in daycare or preschool. I have to watch him. He's all day with me, and I am not trying to I'm really doing the best I can. Let you guys know that, like, yeah, a couple years ago before I was married with a kid, I did have time to do a deep dive on, say, like an Eliza Blue. Um, but I don't have the time or mental bandwidth to do that anymore because my priorities have shifted. I'm a mom. I would so much rather be a good mother and a bad streamer than the other way around. And so sorry. And if you'll know, people who follow me know that, like, I am not doing morning streams anymore because that's when I'm with him. All my streams are all basically outside of FNT 9 p.m. or later because that's when he is asleep for the night. And he's 2 and he's still nursing, and I don't know how to get him to stop. He even today on Mother's Day is trying to like pull my boob out at the brunch table. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, if that's disappointing to people or if people have a hard time grasping that I really have changed as a person in these last 2 years, and yeah, that's what's happening. Like, I'm so fully dedicated to this 2-year-old that yes, that's why I dropped the ball and didn't research this drama as much as I probably should have over the last few months. Um I also need to let you guys know that major things have been going on with me, the last few months. For those of you who have followed me and know that my dad was murdered, like, almost 3 years ago, some of it is pertaining to that, and I'm not gonna go into, like, great detail of that, because that's not everyone's business, but, some issues have come up with that. I mean, I don't know how many of you have, like, had a again, and I'm not saying this as an excuse. I'm just trying to give you guys a sense of, like, where I'm at. It's kind of torn my family apart, and it's, it's something I deal with all the time, and I don't talk about it all the time because, like, I'm not trying to fucking bring everybody down, but, there's a lot going on there. There's a lot of other, personal stuff that I've been going through in the last few months that has very much distracted me and taken up my headspace and kept me from, doing things like catching up on the quartering. And, and I've seen people make the argument of like, "Chrissy, you how could you not watch all your friends' content? You stream with all these people. You're friends with all these people." My algorithm is not my friends' content. My content is my algorithm is Major League Baseball that I watch with my husband. It's like it's ways to remake your backyard, and it's like toddler content. It's like why won't my toddler stop nursing at 2 years old? That's my content. That's my algorithm. That's what's passing through my YouTube. For people who can't possibly grasp why I wasn't up on the Jeremy drama and why I was not in a position to be calling Melanie making Melanie speak on it, that's why. What I'm trying to say is, like, I I know Melanie worked for somebody controversial, but I didn't think that reflected on her because I also used to work for somebody controversial. I used to work for Anthony Cumia, and he a lot of people didn't like him. A lot of people have said horrible things about him too. Um, so keep that in mind. And for those of you that are upset that am only streaming on Sunday instead of Thursday, look, I had my planned show on Thursday. Friday is when I go on Friday Night Tights. I was asked to not go on there. And no shade to Gary, like, that's what he needed to do for his show to, you know, I totally get that's what they wanted to do for their show. And then we went away for Mother's Day weekend. So I'm not going to inconvenience my in-laws, my husband, the baby, 2 dogs. I'm not gonna say, "Hey, everybody, can we cancel our weekend plans?" I have to I have to make a video and address angry people who hate me and will never believe a thing I say anyway. So that's why I'm here Sunday doing my weekly show and talking about it here. And um I think I've pretty much addressed all the points that I've wanted to, that I feel like have been mostly the concerns of, many of the people who've been critical of me. Don't appreciate, and when people bring up, "Oh, Chrissy, you retweeted this tweet about SJW mob tactics." Yeah, I think the whole guilty by association thing is bullshit. I don't think that, um, we should be coming for blood on people who are simply friends with someone else. I don't think we should be coming for blood on somebody who had someone on, but didn't talk about the things that they wanted you to talk about. Again, if I had known and connected all the dots, if I knew today what I knew on Wednesday, it would have been a completely different stream. Gary Carpenter, hail mods. You're gonna need some moral support tonight. Still love Chrissy and hope we can all get along, even when mistakes were made. Thank you, Gay. Chaz. Chaz. Playing stupid won't help you or make you fertile. Good to know. Aided clock. So you got caught sweeping for a flaggette. People are digging up your lies, all for a drunkard who betrayed his oldest friends and deleted his Twitter in a crash out. Welcome home. Thank you. Phil my crack. How was your weekend? Orange. Daniel Moore. Don't bring on Nina. I ran. Please God.